you guys, what's up? Look, I'm trying to get this done quickly because it is my last day before university starts again and it's winter break. And a lot of things have happened, and I know people are watching this, and I just have to get it out there. You know what I mean? Like, I want to have a good day and I want to enjoy my last day, and I don't want to move about with this heaviness. So I'm just going to kind of unload all of this, hopefully very shortly, within like 20 minutes, because I don't want to take up too much of your time. But yeah, I just kind of want to like express myself, because I truly believe that when you express yourself honestly and with truth at the forefront of what it is that you have to say, you are divinely protected. Yeah? So you can always count on me to be as honest as possible with you. Okay. So this boat trip and these photos and then the subsequent things that have come out since on what he was up to when he was in Miami. Okay, like, let's unpack this. First of all, let me just like start off right off the bat. You are welcome to do whatever you want to do. Okay, like, you are a single male and there is no promise here. There's nothing. You know, we have a flirtation that transcends, you know, space and time. We have an energetic connection and it's beautiful. But that's it. And it's living in the world of plausible deniability. So that's cool. You know, but like, you're welcome to do as you please. And I'm just as much as I'm also welcome to do as I please. Now, I'll be honest with you. I've been ill. I've been sick. My face collapsed. Health issues. You know the story. We've been here. We don't have to hop on. But because of that, I've been very particular and very selective with my body. In fact, I've just stopped it altogether because I just don't want to, you know, like, I'm going through weird body stuff. I don't think it's smart for me to enmesh my microbiome with other people if I don't know what's wrong with me, kind of thing. So it's a safe sex issue, maybe. I don't know. It's also like a divine femininity thing. I am more feminine than I am masculine. So as a divine feminine, I can go extended periods of time without sex, and it's fine. Masculine energy needs to fuck. It needs to. And who I am attracted to, and baby boy, you are a divine masculine. So you're just going with your natural instinct. And that's fine. I'm never going to punish you for doing what feels natural to you. Where I caution you, and where I think I want to add a little bit of a caveat, if I can, is, okay, do what you want, but know what you're doing, okay? What you're doing is you're playing the love game, okay? And the love game is a game for adults. The adults play the love game. That's not a game for children, okay? It's not a game for children. You can't be a boy in the love game. If you're a boy in the love game, you're going to collect bad karma, and I'll explain this in a minute. But if you're going to play the love game, you've got to be an adult. Okay? You want to stay karmically clean. You want to keep your karma clean. Because that evil eye is real. The evil eye is real, and people wishing upon your downfall, especially when you've shared your auric field with them, because that's what sex is. You're sharing, yes, like whatever, saliva, blah, but it's energetic binding. Yeah. The byproduct of this is life, babe. We gotta, you know, we can't downplay that. So you gotta be really careful. And women get especially attached. They're not like men. You know, women get very, 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 very attached just one time. It just takes one time. And that's why it becomes very important to manage expectations. And like, that includes having very uncomfortable and very difficult conversations. Part of becoming an adult is knowing how to have really difficult conversations. Okay? Because you've got two options, right? You've done this, you've hooked up, fine. Again, not a problem with me. I'm realistic, right? I'm very realistic. But it's how you've handled the situation from here on out. That's the issue. And that's what my concern is. Like, I don't want you collecting bad karma. I don't want you, that heaviness that you had on the court when you were playing clay season, that heaviness, I don't want that for you. I care about you, baby boy. I care about you. I care about your spirit. I care about the way that you move through this world, because I don't want you collecting this heaviness. Think about your Brazilian football player friend that had a terrible World Cup and maybe shouldn't have even been there. Think of him, right? He has collected bad karma. And when you look at him, right, and you compare him to his youth, he was very handsome in his youth. He looked incredible, right? Because that's how we all start off. We start off with this lightness. But then when we start to, have sex with people, we give a little bit. We give a little bit away. We do. Because we're sharing our aura, and then we're getting a little bit back, right? There's an energetic exchange that's happening here. So if you have an energetic exchange, right, this is a really powerful thing. This is a powerful thing. And you got to know how to handle it. So there are two options here. You have an energetic exchange. It was fun and it was beautiful and it was nice. And then you've gone your separate ways. This is why I don't do casual sex, because I know one person is always going to want more than the other. And it's just not fair to them, right? But that's whatever. You're learning. You've had this moment and then you decided that it's maybe not what you wanted. Or perhaps it happened in a vacuum of space and time where, you know what, this was just this moment of a weekend trip. I was licking my wounds after having a bad tournament in Miami, and I just kind of want to self-soothe a little bit with a body. Okay, cool. You need to communicate that with them. And you don't have to say it in a bitchy way, right? But you do need to say that, listen, I'm on the road 46 weeks out of the year. I ain't got time for a girlfriend. I don't have time for a girlfriend, but I like you and I want to spend time with you. And yeah, I'll come up and we'll spend time together and I'll fly back later and we'll see where this goes. But I don't want you to get your hopes up thinking that this is the beginnings of a romantic relationship, right? You have to have that adult conversation, and it doesn't matter when you have it. And it doesn't matter how you have it. There are different stages. Like, it's best to have it in person. It's best to have it if you can't do it in person, do it over the phone. If you can't do it over the phone, text message and email if you're really that desperate. But again, the mode and the medium of how you communicate, how you feel, doesn't matter. What does matter is the karmic connection and the energetic field. When you come at it cleanly and you say, look, this is just a moment and we're gonna enjoy it, and you enjoy my body, enjoy your body, enjoy our bodies, and we're gonna go our separate ways. But I want you to know that this is gonna happen here and it's gonna stay here. And it's not going to, You've got to have that conversation, especially with women. You've got to. Preferably at the beginning, because you're giving them the opportunity to say no. That's really important. That's really important. That I've been really honest with people when I've said to them, look, I could be down, but I need you to know I'm not going to pursue this romantically. I'm from the Asia Pacific region, okay? Asia Pacific, we do it right. We don't date you and give you attention unless we see a future. Yeah? But you're my little investment piece. I'm just kind of molding you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kind of shaping you, hopefully, to be a really amazing man of great mana and integrity, yeah? But back to the options of how we can handle this situation. If you do it correctly, then you can move on from it and there's no ties, and then you're just sort of like, cool. I had this beautiful experience with this person. It didn't pan out, but I hold that memory of great esteem. And it's clean in your mind. You replay that memory and it's of fondness. Safe sex is beyond just putting a condom on, my dude. You gotta be safe sex with the emotions too. Safe sex is not just a condom, it's your emotions. So practice safe sex. Do the emotions. Now, let me explain what you did and why it's not good. I'm not sure if this is what you did, but just judging from how you've been moving, I think this is what you did. You didn't have the difficult conversation with her. So what's happened is you've come together, you've had this moment, you've gone off and you're on over here, right? And you're like trying to move about your life, and you probably ghosted because, again, avoidant, not ready to have an assertive, difficult conversation. I know this type because I used to be this way. You have gone here in this direction and then just kind of like, okay, well, maybe if I just slow, they'll get the hint, or they'll like, maybe they'll just understand. Maybe if I just continue to stop texting them back and replying to their messages and I just slowly ghost them and fade out, maybe I'll just like, they'll get the message. They don't get the message, bitch. They're not gonna get the message. You don't know how women are. I grew up with 2 girls. You can't do this to them. You can't do this to them. You can't. Especially because women are divinely protected. They create in this universe. They birth life. Like, fucking over 1 girl is like screwing over 5 guys. Do you know what I'm saying? You can fuck over a man and it's like, okay, whatever, because their emotions don't run so deep. If you fuck over a woman, the emotions run deep, and then the karma is hefty, right? So you're moving about the life thinking everything's fine, but she's holding on to false hope. And the longer she's looking at you thinking that there could be and there might be and hopefully there is a future together, and you're very murky about it, that's cruel, my dude. That is very cruel to do to a person. You're Catholic. You're keeping them in limbo. And remember, limbo is one of the many stages of hell. Okay? You put people through hell when you do this. And I just want to say it to reinforce it and to really put it into your brain, because like, this is a very auspicious time for you to implement change. I'm not trying to throw this in your face and stab you and twist it, but like, what you're going to soon realize is that your avoidance of difficult conversations is what is leading to the trouble that you're now in, okay? Because you couldn't have a difficult conversation with your coach, look at everything that played out. Now, maybe, I'm sorry, maybe I shouldn't be going there. Maybe I shouldn't be going there. But from the way that he speaks about it, it sounds as though you didn't handle it correctly. And when Coach Lopez says to you, you got to face your troubles and you got to face them head on. You can't run from them. You're still running from them. It's very boyish. I need you to be a man. I need you to be a man. You need to be a man. Okay? And I'm not saying that to be mean or cruel or whatever. I'm saying that because I want you to move about this life with a clean karmic slate. I don't want you out there on the sports field looking constipated as fuck with a receding hairline and having hundreds of women fucking despising your ass. So I'm glad I caught this early. I'm glad I caught this early so that you can maybe readjust and figure out a new way to navigate these kinds of situations, okay? If you're gonna play the love game, you gotta be a man about it. You've got to know how to move with integrity. Please, 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 please. If there's anything, we might not work out. This is like, you know, if this doesn't eventuate, that's fine. But please at least take the good from me. Take the good from me and apply it. I do this because I care about you. I don't want you ending up like that. I don't want you ending up like that. You know? I want you to really realize your full potential. You know? And that comes with these growing pains. So, that to me is what is really most upsetting. The spiteful behavior and what he did on the yacht and all of that, okay, yeah, that kind of stings, but I did play with fire. I did play with fire. But I deliberately played with fire. I did. I deliberately played with fire. Because we have this grand trine basket in the sky, and I know you're probably rolling your eyes because it's astrology, whatever, but this is a really potent time for him to implement change. You know, this Mercury retrograde for me is like calling me to reassess where I place my energy and where I choose to put my energy, right? Baby boy, don't worry, I only got eyes out here for you. There is all of this. There is all of this, yes, but I only have eyes for you. When I mentioned all of this, you went ballistic. You went ballistic. And went on a spiteful boat trip. And at first I was like, you know, when I saw the pictures, ouch, that hurts. But I stopped myself. I was like, well, he's a young adult and he's a single male, and like, he can do whatever he wants. So intellectually I unpacked it, but then I sat and realized, I don't know, I read some of the comments and they're like, haha, he went to the exact same place that his rival went and got photographed. So now I'm like, oh, this was deliberate. This was deliberate. Do I deserve this? I don't think I deserve this. Do you remember way back when at your like Australian Open 2024? God, I'm going way back. Give me 1 minute. Actually, you know what? I don't want to talk about that. We're rounding up to our 20 minutes. I know he's over there in like, you know, the East Coast. He's about to watch the Soccer World Cup final. I want him to have fun. I want him to have a good time. I don't want this like hanging over him. So this is just as much for you as it is for me. I don't want you, I want you to like, yeah, enjoy yourself. Now when Juanjo, his physio, puts up like sting every breath you take, I'm now starting to realize that maybe I'm watching him a little bit too closely. And maybe he's overwhelmed, and perhaps I should let him have some space. But again, like, I don't, yeah. I was shocked. I was really shocked when I put out that little sprinkle of like, hey, do you notice these guys giving me attention? He went ballistic. And I was really just, there was a little part of me that was experimental about it. I was like, I'm just gonna do this and plop this down here and see how he responds. And he responded all right. Oh, he responded. He responded, ouch. But it's okay. I understand. Like, he's like, yeah. Going back to the thing about it wasn't Australian Open 2024. I've already mentioned it in my Instagram stories. The interview with Sophie Monk, you know, and like how she had told, you know, that conversation around like, if you have an ex and like, you know, it's okay, whatever, so long as you ended on good terms, I'm fine with it. And she cracked a joke like, yeah, because you were breaking up with them. Do you know what I mean? That whole interaction. And I remember thinking like, oh yeah, just again, I've said it in my Instagram story, so I'm repeating myself, but it's like, okay, when the person that you're with's ex is just whoever, then it doesn't matter. But like the person's ex is the most prolific, followed. It's the person that you grew up watching on your TV play for. Like when it's that person, it's very different. It's very different. And because he's looking in my direction, all of them are, because they all want what he has. So they all looking like it's an energetic thing all over there coming this way. But I give my attention to you. So I hope that that counts for something. I hope that counts for something. And yeah. I deliberately did this and it was really hard because I wanted to give that reassurance to him. It's in my natural state of being to reassure him. But when I brought this to his attention, I knew how he would react and how he would respond. And I needed him to do it before the 19th of July. This is so energetically manipulative. I'm sorry. But I am an astrologist. And I do know that this opportunity right here, this next week, is a really great opportunity for you to address this, to address you're very quick to go to, like when you're feeling very emotionally scattered and really like this with your emotions, I need you to stop and ground yourself. That's like, I need you to I hope you can learn how to do that. Just stop and ground yourself so that you don't have a reaction that's going to make things worse. There's a saying, never cut your nose off to spite your face. And what it means is, don't make a bad situation worse by giving into your ego. Okay? So I need you to have a little bit more emotional resilience and just like, I don't have all the information, I don't know all the information, and this doesn't make me feel good, but I need to learn how to sit with it. And talk about it. You have your brother, you have your coach, talk about it, my dude. Go to a therapist, like talk about it, please. Because it's just gonna manifest. If you don't acknowledge your darkness, it will come out in your behavior, as it did in the clay courts this season. You have this guilty conscience, double guilty, because you're guilty that this woman, has just happened, and then you're guilty because I'm watching you having happened. Keep a clean conscience, babe. Keep a clean conscience, So that's step one, the reactivity. Let's work on that. Let's stop at 5 and have really, really, really strong coping mechanisms to deal with your strong emotions, because, my lifelong crush knows he's got under your skin. And the first photos that they have of him back home in Portugal was him walking on the beach with those sunglasses on. He's an asshole, okay? You can't let them see this side of you so easily. You can't, You can't give in to your reactions. You've got to be more emotionally disciplined, okay? And step number 2, have those difficult conversations. Learn how to have a tough conversation. And might I suggest, this is just, I'll leave you with this. Might I suggest that you call her and make this right by her, okay? Not because of her last name, not because her father's incredibly powerful, but because it's the right thing to do. Human to human, I want you to be a man of great integrity, It's that song School by Madonna. I suppose in some way, energetically, I am molding you a little bit. Yes, but I want you to be the best version of yourself, and I think that's what true love is. That's what true love is. So, I will really, really leave you with this. I know I went 20 minutes, but we're at 25, and I want to let him go so he can have fun. I've said from the beginning, and I'll say it in the middle, and I'll say it to the very end. I want to be with a person who is more complete than incomplete, okay? So if ever in these moments you feel, when you have an attachment to the divine feminine, something really funny happens where if you do go out and explore others, but you have this energetic tie to a divine feminine, which is what I am. I may be a man and I may present as masculine, but my energy is divine femininity, okay? So when you have a connection with the divine masculine, which is what he is, yes, he is a boy, but he's evolving into a man. But when we have that divine masculine and the divine feminine is like, they interact in such a special, beautiful kind of way. Yeah. But when he was out there at sea, I know he was thinking of me. And when he put up that training video, the training post of like, I'm on the good road with the prayer emojis, that was him asking for forgiveness because he already knew what he had done. And he was trying to get ahead of it before it happened. He already knew he'd made the wrong decision. And when I did a tarot card reading on the boat trip, it did not look like fun. It wasn't fun because, yeah, he couldn't relax. So when you go on vacation, babe, your comfort should be of the utmost importance. So, yeah. Anyway, that aside, you're gonna feel it. Yeah, sorry. And that's why you see the blue genie when you're walking around, you know, and you're taking photos of it. He's like, oh my God, I see him everywhere. You're looking at the Picasso cards because you know the song School by Madonna mentions Picasso. And in many ways, that's what I'm doing, right? He knows, I'm kind of drawing and sculpting him, maybe molding him to the man that I want him to be. But you'll be a very desirable man because if you end up like me, I mean, look at them. If you end up, you know? But I give it all to you. But that's beside the point. You're gonna feel the guilt. So, yeah. I give you permission to do what you want when you want to, provided that you are being emotionally clean about it, your karmic ties are good, and you're coming, like, it's bringing you closer to being a complete person. You don't need to be all the way complete to be ready for love, but you do need to be more complete than incomplete, if that makes sense. So when you're faced with these situations of like, should I do this? Should I not do this? I might feel guilty with harmony and our cosmic connection through time and space and like shrouded in plausible deniability. I want you to stop yourself and think, harmony would want me to have experiences that bring me closer to being more complete than incomplete. And so long as I am good with the karma, it's not coming from a negative emotional reactive response, and I'm communicating and expressing my needs and having those difficult conversations up front and honest, then I'm fine with it, babe. Don't carry guilt. Do what you need to do to become a man. Just do it correctly. I beg of you. I beg of you to do it correctly. Okay? That's it. So to round it all up, I guess I'm in a big listing mood or something because I just kind of want the focus points, right? The focus points. If you're feeling a strong reaction, like emotional reactive response, and you don't have all the information, learn to sit with it and learn how to handle it in a healthy way. Do some deep breathing, push it into a workout, talk to somebody. You need to have healthier emotional reactive responses. Yeah. Please. Secondly, learn to move through the world with integrity and good, clean karma. Yeah? And number 3, perhaps this is your homework. Learn how to have a hard conversation. And please, if you can, and if it's a little bit of homework, you'll get better at it as you practice it, right? Which is why my suggestion for you to call her to settle this is like, it's the homework. This is training wheels, but it also neutralizes the karmic field. This evil eye is going to go about its merry way. And it's not going to continue to try to make something work that we both know is not going to happen. The false hope is more cruel than the temporary confrontation, okay? What you're doing is worse. So make it right. I need you to make it right. Go from this to that so that she can move on with her and you're not hurting her. Because imagine how she must have felt when she saw those pictures go up. I mean, she called her publicist or called somebody because now she wanted to make it be known. You know what I'm saying? Messy. Mess. Not my mess. Your mess. And again, that's not one girl. Now you're playing with two. And remember, one girl's like 5. So now you've got 10. And that's one summer. So just, you have caught it early, babe. It's all fixable. But please, 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 please apply these lessons now. I beg of you. I beg of you. And I care about you. And I'm like, the reason why no boyfriend has ever cheated on me is because I let them express themselves to me wholeheartedly, completely, and truly. And sexually, very open-minded. I'm very open-minded. And when you get to a place where you can learn how to be emotionally safe in your relationships, if you're ever blessed enough to have a relationship where you feel emotionally safe and you have these dark, jealousy, possessive feelings, you can begin to start to have fun with it. If you acknowledge your uncomfortable, ugly feelings and you learn how to be comfortable with them, they shrink. Yeah? And then we can have fun with them. I'll leave you with this. I have a couple, a heterosexual couple. She's bisexual. He's heterosexual. And she likes to eat pussy. That's it. And she knows this about herself, She knows that she loves women and she needs, and like she moves about the world with this desire to bury her face in it, She wants that, but she's married to a man that she fell in love with. But there's a darkness to her of her sexuality, of women, and obsession, of love of women. And it's complicated, right? And this is why you got to be able to sit with difficult emotions. It's complicated because I love this man, but I love pussy. So how are we going to make this work? And you know how they make it work, babe? Because he loves her and he knows that there is this side of her that's insatiable for the muff. He lets her once every season, which is upwards of 4 times a year. Every season, he goes out of town and gets a hotel and has a boys' night or, spends some time alone with solitude. I don't fucking know. But he goes out of town and she has a muff party. Where she just invites all her lesbian lovers over the years. Some of them are married, some of them are not married, some of them have partners that come along, and they just have a big vagina, muff eating, pussy-a-thon, really. And I think that's beautiful. I mean, I know a lot of people are like, that's fucking weird. I'm like, okay, you can think that's weird and that's fine. But what this is this woman who knows herself and she's honest with herself, and a man who loves her and doesn't want her to hide any part of who she is. And every 3 months she gets to have these experiences. It's like that song Hyper Ballad by New York, by Bjork. I got to go through these difficult, tough emotions. I got to get in touch with this darkness so that I can enjoy the lightness. If you read the article that I did about the Buddhist temples, we got to go through hell before we get to heaven, right? We're going through a little bit of hell right now, but we're going to get to heaven. I'm giving you the tools to get to heaven. But when you feel in touch with your shadow side and you're in an emotional relationship that feels very secure, you can have fun. You can have so much fun with it. And I'm just going to say that. There are so many different arrangements, so many different things that work and whatever with different people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying this is the type of situation that we have to have. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying people figure out things that work for them. Okay? And if you're too jealous and possessive and you're like, no, babe, I want you all for myself and I never want the idea of you ever laying a finger on another man, I'm fine with that. Okay, cool. Sweet. I know who you are and you know who you are, so I know not to even go there. So it's that know thyself shit, you know? And these experiences are going to help you know thyself, but just walk through life with integrity. That's it. I needed to get this off my chest so that I can enjoy the rest of my day. And I will say thank you for listening, because I do feel a lot better. Enjoy yourself. Look, we just got this out there. It doesn't have to be hanging in there. Look, yeah, we don't have a lot of time. You're on the road, you're doing things, you're playing. For you to do what you do on the road and for you to have a successful career, you've got to have a clean conscience, okay? So let's clean that conscience. Let's take the time now before we get back into lock-in mode to really clean our conscience. Because this like short window of opportunity that you have, like, I'm sorry that I did it now. I'm sorry. But I triggered this ego death. I knew you were going to react this way. And I wanted so badly to reassure you, baby boy. When I sprinkled this little whatever, I could feel you all the way across oceans, you know? Because our connection's so, you know? Our connection is strong, so I felt it, and I really wanted to reassure him. It was hard for me not to reassure him, but it was like, sometimes when you got to teach your pup a lesson, you've got to really be strong. You know, I got to be strong, and I was like, no, he really needs to feel this discomfort, and he needs to stumble a little bit here in order to learn from this lesson. And when it comes out and it plays out how it plays out, I need to be really, 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 really strong, and I really need to like stay offline and not look at the pictures or find a way to laugh at the pictures. I don't know. I found a way to laugh at them. He looks like a Sim. Do you know the PC game The Sims? When he has the noodle on him and he's like running down the harbor deck, whatever, he's like jumping in the water. I was like, it did give a little bit of photo op, low key. whatever. But I was like, he looked like a Sim. So I was like, okay, if I can find a way to laugh about it, that's good. It's not hurting me completely. It stings, but it's not the worst pain I've ever had. I was like, this itty bitty little shit. Look at him. Look at his little shit bag acting up. In China is what we call sajiao. It's when the feminine one has a little bit of a temper tantrum to get the attention of the masculine one. Are you having a little sajiao moment, babe? You're having a little sajiao. Can we laugh about it? Look, can we laugh about it? When you get in touch with your shadow side and you're comfortable with it and you're emotionally mature and you're an adult and we're together, babe, the world's gonna be our oyster. What's the point of being young, hot, and desirable, and one of the most desirable athletes in the world? I mean, in my mind, the most desirable to me. And then be in a relationship with one of the most desirable people in the world, me. I'm allowed to say that if I really feel that, because it's true, and not because of the physical vessel, but also because how I handle myself, you know? Like, I think it would be silly not to enjoy that. Yeah, don't feel bad about that. Yeah. But you're Catholic, so you're gonna have that Catholic guilt, which again, can be a little bit of a turn on. And we can have fun with that. Oh my God, the things that I would do with you. Look at all these guys wanting me. Look at them all wanting me, and I give myself to you. There's a little part of you that's turned on by it. There's a huge part of you that hates it. But that's what's that complicated feeling, is that there's a little part of your dick that tingles at the thought of playing with that a little bit. But we can't play with that. We can't have muff parties. Do you know what I mean? Like, we can't have fun with it if you're going to be this way. So here is your opportunity to grow, and I challenge you to do so, because it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. With me, it's going to be worth it. We're years down the road from there. I know that. We know that. But don't worry, I'm making moves to come to you. I'm making moves to, I'm not in a great place yet either to be in a relationship, to be honest. I'm just getting my life on track. I've just fixed my body. I've just realized what was wrong with it. It's going to take a little bit longer to fix it. I'm at uni, you know. I'm not making any big decisions yet in terms of like energetically what to do with this because Mercury's in retrograde. But I am going to put a little bit more of my energy back into myself. If I pull back on my energy, baby boy, it's not because I'm dissing you. It's because I'm just wanting to, you know, maybe just cool our jets on the energetic connection a little bit because how you reacted was a little scary. It was sexy. I was a little turned on, but it's toxic and we can't be like that. Nothing good is going to come from that type of behavior. We need to be ourselves as one. We need to move as a unit. And then everybody else. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. Do what you want. Again, don't feel... I'm repeating myself. I do that sometimes. Look, I really care about you. That's where all of this is coming from. I hope you can see through all of this and understand that I want to get you to a good place. Yeah. Because it's not a good feeling. Whatever you experienced on that boat and whatever you've been experiencing on that court and whatever fallout you've had with this girl, it's not a good feeling. So we need to make sure that we have a good, clean conscience. Yeah? Yeah. Turn-ons include a good, clean conscience. So, can you do that for me, baby boy? Can you do that for me? As much as I feed into you, can I ask you to do some homework for me? And if I pull back a little bit because you want space, I think you want space, maybe I won't watch Cincinnati. I don't know. You just let me know in your special way. But I'm now starting to understand that Juan Ho's every step you take is actually, oh, he might be a little bit overwhelmed that I'm watching a little bit too closely. And that's cool. I can navigate that. You know, there's reciprocity here. I'm willing to work on things. Let's work on it together. 20 minutes, but double that. Look, it's been a minute since I did a video. I hope this gives you plenty to think about. You'll get there, babe. I have faith in you. Yeah. You give me a little bit of the ick, but it's not something that can't be overcome. And I'm sure I've given you plenty of the ick. Oh my God. Because I come home pretty strong. But, yeah. If I scale it back a little bit, I'm putting it into business or writing or university. I'm pouring it into myself. That little extra bit of energy that I give to you, I'm pouring into myself. I also have not done Carlitos o'clock because, I don't know, if you are in a relationship, I don't really, again, going back to karma stuff, I don't want to be hitting on a person that is in a relationship. Now, if that person is very obviously in a relationship with a beard, which is, you know, a lavender relationship, which is basically like when a gay man dates a straight woman for the public appearance, that's different. Or a bisexual man, whatever. That's different. Do you know what I'm saying? That's different because there's like, again, managed expectations. Everybody knows what role they're playing. Yeah? Just gotta manage expectations, babes. You gotta manage those expectations. Don't worry. I'm still very much attracted to you. Yeah. It's just a little bit of refining. If you can do your little refinements on your end, I'll do the refinements on my end. Because you're worth it. And if you ever start to feel these feelings of unworthiness, I want you to go back to right here in this moment. You are worthy of good things in this life. Okay? Good. I love you. I hope this was helpful for everyone else out there. enjoy yourself.